Have you two spoken since then?
Every single day.
I just want some clarity here.
Yes, back to normal.
You and Faith are back together.
Correct.
You're engaged now.
No.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold up. Hold up.
Oh my God.
Before the 90 Day Season 7, Tell All Part 1, here we go. Let's just jump right into it. Holy moly, you guys, what the hell was that? There was so much going on. I mean, it was filled with drama, so it didn't disappoint in that regard. But wow, it was so chaotic, so much happened. I don't know if it was because I was already anxious for other reasons all day, and when I sat down to finally watch this episode, and everyone was screaming at each other, and like, so many people were saying things that were pissing me off. Like, it was too much. It was too much. So, in this video, I want to address Loren and Faith. So the episode begins with Loren walking around New York City. He's in super baggy clothes, baggy jeans, which, by the way, it reminded me of Janko jeans. Does anybody remember those? I used to love those jeans, but my mom hated them. She would not let me go to school in those jeans, so I would have to stuff it into my backpack, hide it from her, and then once I got to school, into the bathroom, I would change into them, and then I would change back into my original clothes before I went home. Oh my God, it was a whole process. But did you know that Janko jeans are still in the market? Like, they are still selling them, and they're $260 per pair, almost $300 with tax. That's crazy. When did they become a luxury item? Were they always that expensive? Honestly, I don't remember. Now, remember in the season finale, Loren realized that he would not be able to legally marry Faith and stay in the Philippines. And once he realized all of his plans unraveling, he switched up real fast. He was acting really weird, really shady, and he just didn't seem like he cared about their relationship anymore. And when Faith was triggered with his butter knife play, she broke up with him, and then he had to go back to America. Since Loren and Faith broke up, they stopped talking for about a month, and then they got back together. And then according to Loren, they're back to being engaged? What? I was shocked. Also, I'm super confused because according to 90 Day Tea, he actually got married after he went back to America to another trans woman. Like, why are we not getting that part of the story? But don't worry, I'm going to fill you in. We're going to circle back. Let's first talk about whatever they discussed on the tell-all. Everything about their story was confusing. So apparently, once they got back together, they were re-engaged. He was going to mail Faith back her engagement ring so that she can have it again. But then, and this part was also confusing because he said that he put the ring in one of the 5 boxes that he was sending to the Philippines. But then before he could send it out, a bunch of drug dealers got into the box and stole the ring.
So I bought a Philippines box. I've sent 5 of those so far. The one with the rings was picked through by drug addicts and stole the rings out of the box before I shipped it to her.
What?
So she didn't actually get the rings that I was shipping.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I had to rewind that segment about 5 times and rewatch it to see if I was misunderstanding something. But like, honestly, I rewatched it again and again and I still don't understand it. Now, when Sean asked Faith about their engagement, she said they're not engaged.
Do you consider yourself engaged again to Loren?
No.
What the hell is going on? And before they got back together, Loren slept with the woman who gave him gonorrhea.
Have you had sex with anybody else?
During the 1 week we were apart, I did have sex with the girl who gave me gonorrhea.
So,
can you believe it? Someone should have asked him if he got gonorrhea again. How did he go back for round 2 so fast? I have a feeling he's always at the doctor's office and getting his ding-dong checked because of how frequently he uses it, you know? My mom used to tell me that I did not need to get my hoo-ha checked because I was paranoid for a while because I had some symptoms, but I didn't want to go to the doctor. And my mom was like, don't worry, you don't need to get your hoo-ha checked because you never use it. And I was like, wait, did my mom just roast me for not being schmexually active? Like, was I just roasted? Seriously though, I did put off getting my hoo-ha checked for a long time because let's be real, the whole thing is very uncomfortable. Like, who loves going to the gyno? Not me. But I knew it was time because I missed my period for 5 months in a row. And you know how when you look for a new doctor, it's a whole entire process. Do they take your insurance? Are they accepting new patients? How soon can they get you in? Are they even nice? And the whole process is kind of daunting, overwhelming, and stressful. But this time I went on ZocDoc, the sponsor of today's video, and everything was seamless. It was super easy and so convenient. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare different doctors from different specialties, and you just click to book an appointment. Your teeth are hurting? Go to ZocDoc. Your hoo-ha's itching and burning? Go to ZocDoc. You're struggling with your mental health? Go to ZocDoc. They have over 100,000 high-quality healthcare providers across every specialty. You can also filter them depending on your insurance, your location, and patient ratings, which is my personal favorite thing because you can see what real patients are saying about them. You'll be able to see actual appointment availability, so you can choose a day and time that works for you. And ZocDoc appointments happen fast, y'all. I was expecting to have to wait 2 to 3 months, especially being a new patient, but I got an appointment within the week. And ultimately, I did choose my provider based on her ratings. And you guys, my provider was so kind, so patient, and she addressed all my concerns. The appointment could not have gone better thanks to ZocDoc. So stop putting off your doctor's appointments, because I know some of y'all are out there just like me putting them off. Go to ZocDoc.com/mythoughts or click the link in my description to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. I wish it was available in the Philippines so that Faith could find a therapist to help her out. Every time she talked about her relationship with Loren, she cried. She was so emotional, and not in a good way. She just looked so sad. She talked about how it's so hard to let go of Loren despite all of his red flags, because she's so afraid that no one's going to love her because she's a trans woman. And she finally found someone who loves her for her. And the fact that she even thinks that is so heartbreaking. Everybody on that stage basically told Faith to leave Loren. He's not a good guy to you. And Niles really spoke up the entire tell-all. He told Faith that Loren showed her who he was and she should believe him. And Sean asked for clarification, and I'm so glad she did, because it did kind of come off a little confusing. Faith could have interpreted that as, oh, believe Loren, like believe everything he says. And that's not what he meant.
I'm just gonna tell you, believe him. Believe him. Believe what you have seen from him already.
What do you mean by that, Niall?
He meant to say that popular saying, when someone shows you who they are, believe the actions. So he elaborates and he says, remember when Loren wasn't getting his way, he started acting shady with his threatening gestures when he was stabbing his hand with a butter knife. And Loren was like, wow, that is not at all what I was trying to do. I was honestly just fidgeting. And I'm sorry, I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me here, but I do believe him. I think he was very stressed. He didn't know what to do. He was overwhelmed, and he just grabbed whatever was in front of him and started playing with it and fidgeting with it in his hand. And I don't know, I do that too. I'm a huge fidgeter. I don't really think about what I'm gonna grab. I just grab whatever's available and I just play with it, and I don't even know what I'm doing. I hate how Brian told Faith that she overreacted.
I just got nervous.
I thought Faith kind of overreacted because he was just kind of tapping and fidgeting with and I was like,
shut the fuck up, all right? Thank you. Loren says that he did tell Faith that he had sex with his friends, and Faith says she doesn't remember that text. And everybody's like, that kind of text is something that you would definitely remember, which I do agree with. Like, if your boyfriend is telling you, hey, I had sex with another girl, how would you not remember that unless you didn't read it by accident? I don't know. But then she said after their last conversation and when they broke up, she deleted all his messages, so she can't really go back and read them.
Faith, did Loren text you and tell you he was having sex with these people or not?
I don't know if I can remember that one, because
Seems like you would have remembered that.
Yeah.
Loren's bestie for the restie comes out to defend his ass. I mean, she really was a Loren defender. Loren's a good guy. He's just trying to find love with whoever he can. He just wants to be loved. You guys, give him a break. So then why was he sleeping around? And his excuse is that he told Faith about it. He texted her, hey, I'm sleeping at my friend's house with my friend. Now to Faith, that means he's sleeping over, nothing else. And Loren's excuse is, obviously sleeping with means sex. Well, yeah, to us native English speakers, we get it, but she is not a native English speaker. So clearly she did not know. And I absolutely, positively believe in my heart of hearts that Loren knew what he was doing. Now, let's go all the way to the beginning, before Faith. We find out that Loren was actually talking to a different trans woman from the Philippines, and she confessed her love for him and they were going to get married. And that is why he originally booked his flight to the Philippines. It was not for Faith. It was for the other woman that he was going to marry. But then he found out that she was lying about being trans, and she took all his money and she ghosted his ass. So he was like, oh, I still have my airplane ticket. What do? I might as well find someone else. And that's when he went searching and found Faith a few days later after getting ghosted. And then they started a relationship and fell in love and blah, 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 blah. So basically it could have been anybody. It didn't even matter. He was desperate to find a person, a warm body to lay next to, someone to house him in the Philippines. Like, he was just desperate for shelter. So this is when Loren admits to sleeping with other people during their short breakup before getting back together. And then Sean asks Faith, did you know about this? And Faith says she doesn't want to think about it. She doesn't want to talk about it because Loren's such a good person and he's the only guy who's ever loved me. Oh, what? She was talking about how it's so hard to give up on her first love. And just the way she answered this question made me realize that she probably knew all along. She knew everything about Loren, about how he slept with a gonorrhea girl again, how he maybe almost got married to another woman and blah, blah, blah. Like, I think she knew all of his skeletons and still forgave him and got back together with him because she feels unlovable. She feels like no one else could ever love her. Hey guys, it's Editing Poe here. I don't know how I missed this, probably because I don't pause the show while I take notes. I probably should, but you've probably noticed by now that I do miss some details, and it's honestly because I just didn't see it. But I realized while I was editing that we learn in the tell-all that Loren sends Faith money, which shook me to my core because that was not in the season at all, nor was it implied. It was never mentioned. And it was actually implied that Faith would be the one financially supporting him because we were told that Loren quit his job. He only has $46 to his name and he plans to live off of her. And when someone asked him how much money he sent, he said several $1,000s. I feel like that little bit of information kind of changes things. And where is he getting the money? How much is he sending her a week or a month? There's so many questions I wish Sean asked. Well, we know that he is working. He did get a job. I think someone saw him either at TJ Maxx or Target during his shift. This is kind of a side note, but if anybody works at TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Home Goods, can you let me know if you get a discount? And how much? Okay, thanks. So anyway, I can't help but to think of this situation differently now that we know he's sending her money. Wouldn't that mean, ultimately, she is sort of depending on him? There's more on the line than just love when it comes to her and their relationship. And maybe that's why she keeps going back to him, because there's more layers. I'm not saying that she's using him just for the money. I do think she truly loves him and she really does have insecurities about being a trans woman, and she has a lot of trauma. She doesn't feel like she's lovable, but it is so much more complicated now that we know that he does send her money. And I wonder if she doesn't make enough money in the Philippines. I don't know. I have so many questions and I want to know if they're still together in real time. Anyway, back to the recap. So now let's circle back to his second marriage. Remember I mentioned how he got married again right after he broke up with Faith and came back to America? According to Starcasm, Loren came back from filming and then he got married in Vegas 2 weeks later to a trans woman, but then he filed for divorce a week after their wedding. So you're telling me that after Faith broke up with Loren, he's so brokenhearted, he comes back to America, finds someone else, gets married within 2 weeks after his breakup with Faith? Why was this not brought up? Like, at all? It was never addressed. Then we get a never before scene of Loren telling Faith in the car that he likes to drink urine during sexy time.
I drink pee, right?
What?
You want to do?
And Loren's bestie for the restie acts all shocked. She's like, oh my God, Loren, oh. And then he looks at her and he goes, come on, you know I drink pee. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Did you ever drink her pee? Is that how she knows? Ew. I know I'm acting so immature and I know we're not supposed to kink shame, but like, sorry, not sorry. To me, in my opinion, that is, ugh. Like, I just couldn't. I feel the same way about eating ass. I think it's like eating pee and poo, like basically, ugh.
Loren, you make me want to leave from this area. I swear I will leave.
Okay, leave then. No one's gonna stop you. Then Niles tells Loren that he's stupid and evil and he hates him. And he's like the worst person. He can't stand him. And I'm just like, whoa, where did all of this come from? I mean, Niles was eating him up. Actually, he ate a lot of people up on that tell-all. Like, I was living for it. But yeah, that's pretty much it between Loren and Faith on part 1 of the tell-all. I really hope that we go back to them and touch on his marriage that happened and his future plans. Like, there are so many questions I have. Are they back together or not? Are they engaged or not? Is he going back to the Philippines or not? Like, what is Faith's plan? Ah, God, I'm just so frustrated. I wish I could shake her and just tell her stop. End things, like cut all communication. He is not a good person. He is using you. I just want to shake her, you know? Well, that's it for the video. And don't forget to check out ZocDoc.com/mythoughts to book your doctor's appointments. Honestly, it is such a great website. I wonder where this was all my life. Oh, and speaking of the doctor's appointments, here's a quick update about my hoo-ha. So remember I said I didn't have my period for 5 months in a row. So I went to the doctor. I got a bunch of tests done. I got my hormone levels checked. I had an ultrasound done and everything came back okay. The doctor wondered if I had PCOS. So I got checked for that and I didn't have it. So then my next thing to do was to go see an endocrinologist. But then, okay, after I got all these tests done and I spent all my money paying those off, I got my period. Like, what the hell? So do I even go see an endocrinologist? Because this is about, I think I had 2 periods in a row after missing it for 5 months. So like, I literally don't know what to do. I'm going to hold off on the endocrinologist just because everything is so damn expensive, especially seeing a specialist. So I'm going to hold off on that since I got my period back. You want to know what sucks though? During those 5 months I didn't have my period, I did not have a single breakout because I get really bad hormonal acne. Around the time of the month, I break out so bad around my mouth and my chin. And it really, not only am I in a bad mood because I'm PMSing and I'm emotional and I'm very easily triggered and irritated, but my face hurts. Like, it physically hurts because I feel all the cystic acne about to purge out of my face. So during those 5 months when I skipped my period, I did not break out at all. I did not have a single pimple and it was amazing. And as soon as I got my period back, I'm breaking out again. Like, it just sucks. I've tried every acne medication. Like, don't even try to tell me, don't even give me recommendations. I even tried Accutane and it didn't work. So I guess it's just something I have to live with. Anyway, that's really it for the video. If you guys are looking for more exclusive content, you can go to patreon.com/mythoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to leave me your thoughts. What did you think of this tell-all? What did you think of Loren and Faith? And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bad bitches in a beamer, that's a big deal. Chrome heart got me kissing on his best friend. Put in work, baby, you could be my best man. Sending cash to my account, he investing. Dark shades on when I'm off the Migos. He's tryna cuff me like a nigga in a Rico. Moving through this shit like GTA with a cheat code. He claimed that he love me, but be fucking all the freak hoes. I just wanna dance.